Guys, welcome to the stream of the EMC Cup Series Media Day. And today we have a couple of drivers lined up for us that we're going to be interviewing. A couple of them are Casey Labonte and Patrick McPeak. And we have a couple of other drivers, but we're going to go ahead and start off with Casey Labonte. Welcome, Casey.
Hello?
Welcome to the stream.
Hello?
All
Thank you
right.
for having me.
And again, just make sure make sure your audio is included in the stream. I can't talk.
Oh, yeah,
All right,
it's on.
check. Yeah. Okay. So, for right now, we're just gonna ask you a couple questions. I guess I am, about your thoughts on the upcoming season and
Alright.
stuff like that. So, first of
Well,
all, it's been a couple of months since you've raced,
yeah, it
and
has
you're
been.
going back into the Cup Series for what team? Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, and that's owned by Ashton and Joy. So, have you ever worked with him before, or how do you feel about working with him?
Yeah, I've never worked with Ashton before, so this is gonna be really an experience, like, season, like, working with other people, like, working with different people, like Ashton, like, me and him, I believe that if we have a good, like, this entire season, and chemistry, I think we might be, well, a little better than the rest of the field. Obviously, we'll be winning a couple of races here and there, but all in all, I'm really looking forward for this season. Really looking forward to working with Ashton, and yeah,
Okay, and you said that you and Ashton have a little bit of a relationship.
yeah. Since working together with a couple of stuff here and there, it's really been like it's been really good. Like it's really amazing working with him. Like he's a good guy. He's cool. He's awesome. Try to keep the answers generic, but yeah, I the dude's really cool. He's really chill. I think with him being a boss and like really good, I think we might have a good chemistry this year for both Gran Autismo and 28 the 28 Legion car. So yeah, like I said before, really looking forward, but can't wait to look forward to the what the season has to offer.
Okay, and so last season, although you missed a good handful of races, you still ended up
Yeah.
finishing fifth in the point standings. Um, and you finished fourth place in the running for most valuable driver. How do you feel about that?
I'm actually I'm actually kind of surprised. Honestly, I feel really good. Feel really honored. I mean, I worked with you since I worked with you. We had some good races. We had some bad races up and over. We like you said, I've been missing a couple of weeks or a couple of months due to just like personal issues, like work, job, like stuff like that. Honestly, if I could just minimize those, probably honestly, I'm the running order and everything else might just go a little bit higher than it was originally. But all in all, still pretty happy. Fourth is not that bad in
Mhm.
my book.
It's
Really
really
wish I was.
not.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wish I was higher. I wish I was higher, but obviously there's people who are much more deserving than that. But it's whatever. I'm happy whoever got it, and yeah.
Okay, and so one more question regarding the league or we have one question regarding the league as a whole here.
Mm.
And when you started, we only had like a 6-7 car field at most, and then we ended up having 15 cars in the field. And how did you feel about the league getting that big and to the
Honestly,
point where we now have 3 series?
yeah. Yeah, I actually do like that. I like that like you've been expanding this entire league, branching out into like different series. It's kind of like the OMA, but really not real, but not really. I mean, it's really
Hmm.
fun. I love working with you guys. I love working with Jose, you, Cot, uh, uh, a lot of these a lot of these other guys, Eddie especially. It's
Eddie
honestly like,
actually, Eddie has retired from the league. If you didn't know.
oh wow. I
Mhm.
had I had no idea. But yeah, like just working, well, even working with him during like OMA and just like figuring stuff out, it's honestly been like an experience. So I love that. Honestly do love the EMC Cup Series. I'm not. You're not holding me at gunpoint or anything when I'm saying when I'm saying that. But honestly, it's a really fun series. Like there was a little there's a little bit of kinks here and there that we had to
Mhm.
figure out. But at the end of at the end, that's really all it came down to is just working out the kinks, working out everything else. But all in all, it's just great series. I can't wait to see what this next season has for not only me but everybody else. So yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Okay, so we've been talking quite a bit with your interview about the the past of the series, but now it's time to talk about the future. We have we have the Daytona 250 coming up in about an
Let's
hour and a half here,
yeah.
and so we did see that having manufacturer teammates during the Xfinity and trucks races were was definitely it was important, and
Right.
it was good to have some teammates and guys to work together with.
Right.
Do you feel like you're going to be able to accomplish that over with Grand Autismo?
Oh yeah, definitely. If we can just work, if we can just like work out, like even at super speedways like Talladega and Daytona, obviously. If you can really work with the draft, if you can hold your line perfectly, then you'll have like a really good like shaking up to the front. If you can, if you're like struggling, then like it's you're gonna be struggling. But if you can find those teammates who are just like, or those people who could just help you out during the race, like I have, like I've done that to multiple people in this league and other leagues too. Like if you can
Hmm.
figure those out, then yeah, you can basically figure out what the best line is, where everything else basically falls into place.
Okay. And you're driving for a Chevy team, right?
Correct.
Okay. And I believe Chevy has the most drivers out in the field, and you're allowed to talk with your manufacturer teammates.
Right.
So
I mhm.
there's going to be I think one. I know there's one for sure. And then there's my four guys. So that's five other drivers you can work with.
Right.
And then Sebastian also has four guys. So that
Right.
means there's going to be 9 Chevys in the field today.
Now can you
And
now can you go ahead and list those off in the Discord so I can like figure out who to not mute and who to mute?
yeah, there's
like
going to be a lot.
yeah, thank you.
Um
Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, having a lot is going to be really helpful, especially at like intermediate tracks and like tracks like this, Daytona and Talladega. Basically, any super speedway track that basically you have to work with draft, you have to work with like teammates or whatever. It's really gonna help. It's really gonna be very useful, just like for not only like strategy wise, but also like points wise. Because if your like manufacturer can get high enough points, then you might then that team or that manufacturer will just get like a lot more momentum into that next week.
okay.
If you
And
know what I mean.
mhm. And then one other thing that I wanted to talk about with you is we saw how important qualifying position was in the truck and Xfinity races. Do you feel like you're going to be able to qualify good here
Oh yeah, most
with
definitely. But at a super speedway like Daytona and super speedways like Daytona, Talladega, they could really be random. So you might have guys who have been struggling, they qualify up in the front. But if you guys have like if you have fast guys who like qualify in the back and work their way forward, it really mixes up the field. And that's what I love about like those like super speedway tracks. It really mixes up the field, and that's what I really love. Take for instance,
All
like
right, so yeah, I'm sorry.
take for instance like the Daytona race this year, like the IL race
Mhm.
for the Coke 600. or the Coke 400.
Mhm.
Justin Haley was really literally like running in the back.
Mhm.
At the end of that race, he was up front and he won. So that's literally what I love. I love how the field just gets mixed up. I love how those low level teams can get enough points or even just like enough momentum into like that next week and just capitalize off of that and try to make the best of what they have.
Okay, and I have one more question before you go. How do you feel
All right.
about the competition level going into the EMC Cup Series?
Competition is going to be really tough, but I know I'm very confident in my ability trying to maneuver through the pack, especially at short tracks like Martinsville, New Hampshire, if we ever go there. Like I
We're
have high
going to be
hopes.
going to Martinsville next week.
Oh, yeah, if you can if I could just maneuver through the field, trying to make clean passes, trying to make a bump and run here and there, then yeah, I have very high hopes about like this entire season. If I can if I can get up to the front, passes, make smart moves, and not make stupid moves and make myself go down to the lower levels of the series. But like if I could do that, then yeah, I have high hopes for everything this year.
All
And
right,
maybe
so
yeah, maybe I might win
yeah,
championship.
sorry. Okay, we'll see. You're a pretty consistent driver, and consistency
Hmm.
is going to be key going into this championship with a new playoff format.
Oh yeah.
It's basically the old chase.
Oh yeah.
So
And that chase system. Whew. Boy, I miss it.
that's gonna be. I'm sorry, what?
Boy, I miss that the old chase system. Oh boy.
Yeah, that was. I think that was what they could have done.
Yeah.
All right, Casey. That's the end of our time here. Um, it was nice to have you on the show,
Oh yeah, nice to be
and it
here.
was great working with you.
All right.
So we'll see you,
All right,
and good luck this
I'll see
season.
you
Good
tonight.
luck at Daytona, which is
Like,
not no better luck than me.
all right,
All right,
I'll see you later tonight.
all right, and right now I'm just trying to find our next driver on my friends list. That is going to be Patrick McPeak, driver of the number 9 car for All Star Motorsports. And we just had Casey Labonte, driver of the number 28 for Grand Autismo Motorsports, owned by Ashton LaJoy. So, again, like I said, up next we have Peak 9 for All Star Motorsports, owned by me, Kyle England. And if you're tuning into this stream right now, this is the EMC Cup Series Media Day. And if you've never heard of the EMC Cup Series, then please consider sending me a message asking to join on March number 70. And we have our next driver, Patrick McPeak, driver of number 9. And Patrick, first of all, make sure your audio is included. You don't want
It
an
is.
incident like last night. Okay.
Let's don't bring up
So
last
welcome to
night.
the show. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to
Thank
the
you.
show.
I'm glad. Thank you for having me.
All right. I wish I could have found somebody else to do this other than me, but so first of all, I'd like to ask you how's your day going, and
Day's doing good, man. I had some seat time today, earlier today at my dirt late model car today. I've actually got some new paperwork done, and today's just good. That's how I
okay.
think of today is good.
All right. Do you hope to make it better going into Daytona?
Hope so. Hope so. Hopefully to keep the undefeated streak going here at Plate Tracks.
All right. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So like you said, you're undefeated at Play Tracks, and you're going to Daytona, but you're with a new team this season rather than instead of last season you drove for Red Bull Motorsports. This year
Yep.
driving for All Star Motorsports.
Mhm.
Two rival teams, even though we're the same manufacturer. How do you feel about that?
It's different. I can just tell you that right here, right now. I was really with a good team last year. I actually had my what was so great about my team is that my biggest rivalry and a respectful rivalry was with Sebastian Kukulon, which was actually my boss last season, and I'm actually glad. I, now, now we know we actually knew what we were doing last season, but now
Mm.
we have two different. I'm thinking that we have two different strategies going into every single race, but I think we're going to have another good tight rivalry this season.
Okay. And I'm sure since Chevys are allowed to work together this season, they're allowed to communicate. Do you feel like you're still going to be able to communicate with Sebastian,
I think
although
I
he's
will.
a rival team?
Yeah,
Okay.
I will. I'm going to have contact with every Chevy. I'm not going to have no Toyota up front like what we've had for the past 2 nights. I can't stand to having a foreign car in American sport in the lead. So we're changing that right here, right now.
All right. That was interesting, but so there's 9 Chevys in the field today, and I believe there's only 1 or 2 Fords.
Yep.
And I don't think there's going to be any Toyotas in the field today. I'm going to go ahead and take,
Wait,
unless if Juju.
there's one Toyota that I'm thinking of is Caleb, but he ain't gonna be in a
No,
Toyota
Caleb's
this
a
season.
Chevy car.
All right, just
Yeah.
make sure. Oh, Caleb's in a Chevy. That's brand new for me. That's gonna be new for me. Never seen him in a Chevy.
Okay. And there's only 1 Ford in the field today, so are you going to try to work with him or not?
He's an American vehicle, an American manufacturer. I'm gonna help him out as much as I can.
Okay, alright. So, I touched on this with Casey. I want to know your perspective. When you first joined the league, we were only 6 races a season, and we have not grown very much. We only had at most a 7-car field.
Yep.
And how do you feel like the league has grown? Because we
I
had fields of upwards of 15 cars, and now we've had solid fields in all 3 series.
It's really it's actually an amazing change that's happened here in the evolution of EMC, in my opinion. I really think that EMC is going to go a long way, and I hope everybody can stick together and not just fade away like other racing leagues that they've had, or somebody starts a racing league and then people show up, but they won't show up to the races, and they say that, hey, I'll be there, but then they don't show up because they don't keep their word. But this series is the total opposite. That's what I enjoy about this league. This is my all-time favorite league that I'm in. I'm more passionate about this league than any other league, and and I want to see this league actually get bigger and expand to other things instead of just NASCAR, like any other types of auto racing on any type of game and in real life possibly. And also, I want to see this league actually get bigger than OMW, in my opinion.
I love how we call it that around here. No disrespect to that league, but this is EMC,
Their
so we
politics is
gotta do our
different. I'll
part.
just say that.
So, how do you feel like the league has evolved as working out different problems that have come up and being able to sort everything out?
That's really one of the factors of this league that I really enjoy. When we get on the track, we are very, very competitive, but we all work as a team to put on a good show for the people that watch these races. And and also we all are looking for one thing, and that's called the W. And it's really and that's what I really like. That's one of the other reasons why I like this league is that we actually work as a team, and we may hate each other at the end of a race, but the next day we'll be like, hey, forget about it. We're going to show up. We're going to show up to the next race, and we're just going to forget about the past, and we're going to focus on the future. And we want to make this league better and be good friends and actually treat each other like brothers.
Okay. And so that's enough about the past of the league. Let's talk about just Daytona alone today and what you feel like that race is going to be. As we've seen pit strategy come into play back in the trucks race especially, and being able to work together with teammates.
Yeah, that's pit strategy is going to be a big factor for this race. It always has been for Cup. I've barely done some races in trucks and Xfinity and on plate tracks, but Cup is going to be a big factor. I can guarantee that's going to be. But
Yeah.
tires, you got to save tire and fuel. But now if you're up front and you're trying to keep you better figure out a way to save fuel fast without getting past or turn around or lift, aka Brad Keselowski. But that's a whole other story. And it's it's really, I don't know how to really put it into words, really. But just keep a close eye out on people's pit strategies at this track.
All right. And this is a new topic that came up today and it's passed, and this is the first time I'm going to be making the announcement that if you're able to, that there's going to be certain challenges over weeks, that if you can complete those challenges, you can win bushwhacking races. So that means a cup guy can be allowed to drive in a truck if he completes a challenge that's going to be
Yep.
assigned every couple of weeks. Do you feel like you're going to try to go and get those?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
I'm hoping I can get there, and if I actually get that and do some bushwhacking, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going straight to Talladega with Xfinity, and if I actually do good and make another bushwhack race, I'm going to show up in a truck race. I'm definitely going to show up in both series.
Okay. And again, that's the first time I made this announcement. It's going to be put into word over on our news channel in the EMC Cup Series Discord. But, so, let's talk about a little bit about your Xfinity team, but this still stays on the Cup topic. You have an Xfinity team with Mac Racing, and you have JoJo Sims in that car in the 99. Do you feel like you're going to hot seat him any in Cup Series?
I'm really hoping I would, but rules are that I can't actually own a team in Cup while I'm with another team. But I hope it
Well,
will change. But
those rules don't apply if you're allowing a hot seat car.
oh, okay,
You can have hot seat cars, just not full time.
yeah, all right. I'm gonna have to think about that. I've only seen them do one races, and that's a plate. That's actually plate tracks, and their plate tracks are so easy to do. They really are. They're the easiest tracks. I want to see them do on a short track and then on a motor speedway and see how they do. And that's when I want to do hot seats.
So you feel like you're gonna see how he does, and then start taking into consideration hot seats.
Yeah. Also, I sent you a message, so make sure to take a look at that.
I'll look at that in a minute. And I don't really have any other drivers lined up. I haven't been able to get anybody to do it. So
Well, look at the message
I
because
am
it's part of the interview.
alrighty. Let's see. I'm just fun racing to keep people entertained while we do this. So this is gonna be a challenge getting on my phone. Never mind. So let's see what your message was. Oh yeah. So this is your last season in the 9, right?
Yes, rumors are actually true.
Okay. And even though it was a little bit controversial, you did win the championship in the 9 car. So I'm surprised that you're making that change myself. And what's the plan, to go over to the 3 car?
I'm thinking I'm going to the car. I want to go to my hero's footsteps and not getting killed. I'm just going to leave that one out. Sorry if that may sound offensive or anything, but I'm putting that out there. Um, But I want to be in the three for a reason because I think I feel a lot more comfortable in the three car. Like I've had my good runs in the nine car, and I enjoy racing the nine car, which is my favorite driver today. But I really want to bring in a new number, bring something new, and hopefully I can be a little bit more comfortable because right now I don't feel that much comfortable and a lot more less successful in the nine car, especially from when other leagues. I'm hoping that if I go into the three car, I'm going to be a lot more successful. But it might change mid-season. We're just going to leave it at that.
Okay, and since I don't have any other drivers really lined up for today, I guess we need to get a little bit more content for this stream. But so if you want to give me an interview, I guess you've been able to do it before back in the Xfinity and truck streams. So
All right. Kyle England, you're in the number 18 car. Not the 18, the
no, I'm in the
99.
8. I'm in the 8.
Oh, in the
I'm in the
8.
8.
8. 8.
Get your
8.
facts
8.
straight.
8 car, all right? There's still an 8 in the digits here, all right? We're going to get that out there. Um, well, from converting to Chevy, why did you want to convert to Chevy?
Well, I am a Toyota fan, and I like Toyota, but last season
Total
I only had
disgrace.
2 wins, and I didn't feel like I had very much luck over in the Toyotas. So, as a team owner, I felt like everybody would be happier with the Chevy, including myself, and I feel like possibly a Chevy can give me some better results.
But if you look back from last season, just to give you a refreshing of your memory, last season there was barely any Fords or Chevys winning a race last season.
Chevy won a total of 12 races combined just with 2 drivers.
Yes.
And the Toyotas weren't able to do that.
What was the best
I've
finish
never
the
actually
Toyotas ever done last season? They did Toyotas win the first race this season last season?
I won 2 races, and then the only driver in Toyota that I can remember winning was Caleb, and he had one race win. So
And
I've never seen
that race win was actually
Yeah.
his first career race in EMC, and it was at a road course.
That's the truth. But I've never really seen much speed out of Toyotas in anywhere that I've raced. So I felt like I could see more speed in the Chevy for all my drivers. And that's why I decided to make the move over to Chevy.
Well, compared to Toyota and Chevy, is Chevy a lot more flexible and a lot more compatible and durable at races, and from what you've noticed from testing at Daytona in your Chevy? Because I've known that you've actually been doing some seat time in the Chevy, getting warmed up, and you did some enduros in a Chevy, and you've actually done pretty good in them, and actually have handled the cars a lot better than you did with Toyota. So compared to Chevy and Toyota, is Chevy a little bit more better?
Yeah. I feel like also as a team owner, it's a lot easier for me to recruit drivers because I know there's a lot of people who like how Chevys drive. And so I didn't only make the move as a driver standpoint, I also did it in an owner standpoint. And that's honestly how I feel like I got you and Ryan to sign for the team.
But now,
And
from last season, you had 2 wins last season, and you were in the lead in the points pretty much all season. And you
the
were
only
very, very,
reason for that
very
is
consistent from last season.
not really. The only reason why I actually had as big a point lead as I did, and I know this for sure, is because I ran all the races and I made sure that I was at all the races. This season, I can't guarantee that, so there was no other drivers who made every single race.
And also, who is going to be your biggest rival this season since you're going to be in a Chevy?
I'm probably gonna have to say the only Ford in the field that's gonna be Christian Holder. He's driving the number 4 car. I feel like he's gonna be my biggest rivalry. We're not really friends, nor are we enemies.
But you
He's a
guys
Ford,
respect
so
each
he's a
other.
rival manufacturer. Yeah, we do. But he's a rival manufacturer, so he's the one that I need to beat week in and week out.
Now, since there's going to be a lot of Chevys in this race tonight, who is going to be your draft buddy? And and
Well,
there's only can be one. Like I know you got your teammates, but if it had to be someone from not your team, who would it be?
from not my team, I'm gonna have to go with Ryan. But since we have 9 Chevys in the field and only 1 Ford, I know that I've been letting you communicate with all your manufacturer teammates.
Yeah.
But for the Cup Series, I'm gonna have to lower it to you're only allowed to talk to your teammates. So if I had to choose out of anybody in the field, I'd honestly have to go with you, Patrick. You're a good drafting partner.
All right,
You're very steady
that
and
warms my
fast at
heart.
these tracks.
That warms my heart a little bit. I'm also nervous at the same time over that.
Why is that?
I don't
Oh,
know
you don't think I'm
because I'm like Dale Jr. I'm like Dale Jr. I hate having to work with your teammates at plate tracks, but you got to fight through it and you got to do what you got to do. Simple as that.
Yeah, you gotta work with your teammates or you're fired, Patrick.
Dang it! I wish I didn't say that in my contract. But Kyle, do you think you're
Hmm.
actually going to be, since you're in a Chevy, do you think that you'll actually be a lot more successful this season and actually pull off to actually have a championship?
I don't feel like I'll be able to win it, and I don't know if I'll be able to get ASM the championship. I feel very confident in you, but with my current financial situation, I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off, and there's going to be a lot of drivers who I'm going to need to cut midway through the season.
That's understandable.
Because I have you and Aaron on pretty much max contracts, and the race winning reward is only about 750K a race.
Hmm.
So already there goes $500,000 out of my winnings if I even win the race.
And also, Kyle, do you actually have good relationships with your employees? Like any of your drivers, you have good relationships with them? Like when you're not racing, do you guys hang out and actually do things?
Well, I feel like I have a pretty good relationship with both you and Michael, definitely. And then the reason why I got into league racing is my Xfinity driver Colin Baylor. Me and him were friends for a long time, probably like since back in September when the game first released. So we've been good friends for a while, and I feel like he's a good guy to hang out with. And then I have a good relationship with both you and Michael as well. So pretty good
But now,
relationships with most of my drivers.
I'm not going to get offended or anything. I ain't going to say nothing mean or anything. But if you actually had someone that you actually had a problem with, and you actually had to go to somebody to talk to, who would it be, Michael or Patrick?
I don't know. That's a difficult question because it really depends on what's going on. If it's just bad performance, then I don't know what I'd do. But if there's been multiple off-track problems, then I'd go to whoever I need to go to.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, that's all the time that I have, and I'll see you out there at the track, and hopefully I'll see me or you at Victory Lane.
What about what about Aaron or Michael? We need to see
They're
one
not
of
here.
those two guys out there.
They're not
Good
here,
point.
but they know I'm wishing them luck. wishing their luck.
All right, so hey guys, that's gonna end off the stream today. And today I think was the least organized I've ever been with trying to get these drivers here for media day. Nobody really wanted to show up, so I took the 2 drivers that I had and myself to try to make something happen. So I hope you guys enjoyed it still, and hope you had fun. And we'll see you later today, hopefully. We'll have Cody Goforth streaming the Daytona 250.
I'm gonna.
All right, see you, Patrick. The Daytona 250 is gonna be at 8 o'clock. Pre-race starts at 7:40. And see you guys later.